What do you mean by molecules and when we use formula unit word? Both are actually used for the same thing, but there is some logic behind it. So what do you mean by that? Now here, what happened? There are two types of a bondings are present. So one we call as ionic bond, that is the ions are formed. Here you have seen. Here what happens? Aluminium, after losing 3 electrons, it form positive ion, and sulfate carries negative charge, right? After calcium and chlorine, calcium lose to 2 electrons to complete its octet,
Yes, ma'am.
and 2 electrons are gained by 2 chlorine atoms, and due to that 2 chlorine atoms will have the negative charge. So calcium having positive charge and chlorine having negative charge, they attach with each other, they get binded with each other because one is positively charged, calcium is positively charged and chlorine is negatively charged. So they attach with each other with a very strong force of attraction. But when they attach with each other, have they lost their ions?
No, ma'am.
This is positively charged, remain as it is. This is negatively charged, remain as it is. And they have combined together. They have attached, attracted towards each other due to strong force of attraction between oppositely charged ions, right? So in this formula, what we have written, what are the constituent particles? These are atoms or ions.
Ions.
Ions are present in this one. So this formula we don't call as molecule. We call it as formula unit. Clear? This formula CaCl2 we call as formula unit. And now what is molecule? Molecule means when atoms combine together, that means the constituent particles of any compound is the substance. It is only the atoms. Ions are not present there. So if it is only atoms, then that we call as molecule. If any particles is this number of particles, they have combined together, but in that only atoms have combined together, ions are not present. So constituent particle of group of substance, that means when compound is formed, the molecule is formed. So that is that group is made from the combination of atoms, not ions. Then that we call as molecules.
Can you give an example of molecule?
Example, water. Water don't have ions. Water, hydrogen and oxygen, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen, they combine together by sharing of electrons. They share electrons, but at the time of sharing, there is no formation of ions. The electrons belongs to them itself.
But why do they combine then if there are no ions?
So now no ions are not there. The force of attraction is created because the shared electrons has to revolve around both the atoms. And when this is possible? This will be possible only when those two atoms attach with each other, closer to each other. Then only the one electron will move around first electron, and then after that it will move to the second atom. So that is called sharing of electrons. So sharing of electrons will, due to sharing of electrons, the atoms have come closer. To share electrons, they have come closer. So in that case, the atoms remain atoms only. They won't get converted into ions. Then such substances which are formed by combination of atoms, then that is called as molecule. Clear? Formula unit means the constituent particles are ions, and molecules means the constituent particles are atoms.
Ma'am, so why
So
two
whatever the
hydrogen?
formulas you have learned here, these are all ionic compounds, and these are we call as formula units. Yes,
Ma'am, so why two hydrogen only combine with one oxygen?
because oxygen needs 2 electrons to complete their octet, a complete octet of hydrogen, oxygen. 8 electrons in the last shell. Oxygen only has 6 electrons. It needs 2 more electrons. So two electrons of oxygen are shared with two electrons of hydrogen.
Okay, so sometimes oxygen does with ionic and sometimes with hydrogen, like how it does.
Two non-metals combined by sharing of electrons, and two metal and a non-metal combined by transfer of electrons,
So
forming that.
oxygen can combine with any two ways.
If oxygen combines with metal, then in the form of ions.
Okay,
And if oxygen combines with non-metal, then it is in the form of atom.
okay, ma'am.
So here H2O2. Here it is different coordinate bond is there. CO2, H2O, ammonia, acetic acid, that is or methane molecule if you consider. Whenever in whichever the formula you will see there are the two non-metals have been combined. So all those are molecules. Clear? Able to understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am, can you
therefore
repeat it
in your
once again?
textbook, then in your textbook you can check out, open your textbook. NCRE textbook open.
Ma'am, chapter atoms and molecules
Yeah,
only.
third chapter. It is written some of the page. This is explained. Formula unit mass, it is they have given. Yeah, page number 40. 40. There are the questions. What is the difference in these two questions? Calculate. Have you opened that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here it is written calculate the molecular masses. You can see what is written here. And here in the same thing, calculate the formula unit masses of ZNO, Na2O, K2CO3. Finding both is same thing. The method used is both of same thing. Then why here it is written molecular mass and here it is written formula unit mass. So that means here formula unit masses you can see here ZNO, metal and the non-metal, metal, non-metal, metal, non-metal, non-metal. So metal and the non-metal combine. Here it is written formula unit. Use the word formula unit. We use the word formula unit for those substances whose constituent particles are ions. So sodium chloride, as discussed above, has a formula unit NaCl. Clear? The formula unit masses of a substance is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms in a formula unit of a compound. Formula unit mass is calculated in the same manner as we calculated the molecular mass. The only difference is that we use the formula unit, we use the word formula unit for those substances whose constituent particles are ions.
It is called formula unit.
Yeah.
So like the formula unit of CaCl2 is something.
No, CaCl2. It is calcium as a metal and chlorine as a non-metal. Here they have written molecular mass of H2O, molecular mass of HNO3. These are molecules because hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen are in the form of atoms, not ions. Clear? Are you able to understand this point difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay.
In the exam, will they ask tell the difference between molecule and formula unit?
No. They will ask you to listen, find the formula unit mass. So you should not get confused with what do you mean by formula unit mass. Formula unit mass and molecular mass is same. So now the further part we have to learn, that is finding atomic mass. What is atomic mass and finding molecular masses, formula unit masses. Formation of a compound is clear, no? Formula of the compound, forming the formula of a compound.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we have to learn is the finding the formula. At what is atomic mass and how to find out the molecular masses. So, just a sec. Atomic mass is actually calculated in terms of relative atomic mass, because a single atom's mass is not measurable. So it is measured in terms of some chemical reactions, how much amount of mass is formed. So by comparison with some known atoms' mass, they have calculated. It was a relative mass. It was not considered as the actual mass. We have considered the mass of some atoms, and some calculation has been done to calculate to find out the atomic masses of these substances. So it is just like a heap of the substances formed, and then we have approximated the value for the one particle. If we know the 12 bananas mass, so can you find out one banana mass from that?
Yes, ma'am.
So the similar way, instead of directly finding the mass of one atom, they have done some different calculation for finding out the actual atomic masses of the substance. So therefore, we don't write it as a direct atomic mass, we write it as a relative atomic mass. So how
Like
scientists have done that, that is not part of our study.
total by divided by number, something like
Yeah,
that.
like that one. No, their comparison with the known atoms they have found out. They have done it. Just a sec. So it was according to the chemical. So earlier time it was in comparison. Just like if you want to purchase 1 kg of sugar, what will be done? How the sugar this shopkeeper will give you the amount of 1 kg of sugar? Just like if we are using the physical balance, then
Ma'am,
digital balance I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the physical balance.
he'll keep 1 kg weight on one side.
So 1 kg weight, the stone having the 1 kg mass, it was predefined. That means they have been formed, which is equivalent to the actual 1 kg. So there are many mass, those stones of the similar mass was present to each shopkeeper. He will keep that pan, and we have physical balance has a two pans. When there is nothing is there, those are in balance, they are balancing. Now in one pan, he will keep that stone of 1 kg. Second place, second pan, he will keep one container, and in that he keep on adding sugar. When these two balance exactly equalized, so that means the mass of this pan is equal to mass of this pan. So this is the simple way of making the substance equal to the given mass. 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, we can be found out from that way. Similarly, comparing the mass of one atom and the compound formed from that chemically, they have calculated the mass of another substance. Just like, for example, hydrogen and water, in water formation, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen combines to form the one molecule of water. If we know the mass of hydrogen, so in how much heavier the atom this one oxygen than hydrogen, according that many times hydrogen's mass is equal to the oxygen mass. Like that they have calculated much earlier. Much more complicated process is there. So that means they have compared according to the this one, how much heavier the another substance is. Oxygen is how much heavier than hydrogen by making it react with the hydrogen, making react oxygen with hydrogen, and then formation of a water, and they have done that calculations. And that way hydrogen was considered as a one mass, one unit mass. And this one, in that how much time that oxygen is heavier than oxygen, sorry, oxygen is heavier than hydrogen, they have calculated the mass of oxygen. That was a complicated process that is not a part of us. So in the beginning they have done that one. Now they got to know the hydrogen and oxygen. Then oxygen, by knowing the mass of oxygen, so they made other substance to react with oxygen, and some calculation they have calculated the mass of other substances. So by chemical reaction and how much substance, how much part is the another substance is heavier than the first substance, accordingly they have calculated, some calculations has been done. So here every substance's mass is calculated in comparison with hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. These are the three basic elements they have considered, and accordingly they have calculated the masses of that substances. So therefore, instead of only atomic mass, they have called it as relative atomic mass. We don't call it as atomic mass, we call it as a relative atomic mass, because it is in comparison with the another atom's mass they have done. So basically hydrogen is considered as a 1U, and 16 times oxygen, they got to know that is oxygen is 16 times heavier than hydrogen. That means if we take a container of the same volume of the hydrogen and oxygen is known, we know that is hydrogen is considered as 1, and the same molecules of hydrogen and same molecules of oxygen they have compared. Now they have considered as how much times oxygen is heavier than hydrogen. So that comparison has been done, and that they got to know that is oxygen is 16 times heavier than hydrogen. So if we consider hydrogen as 1 unit, then the oxygen will be 16 units. So equal volume of the two gases or two substances has been taken, and they have counted how much heavier the another substance than the first substance. Accordingly, the mass of second substance they have calculated. Like this, hydrogen in the beginning, they have considered as a 1 unit, they have been considered. So oxygen have become 16 units because it is 16 times heavier. Carbon is 12 times heavier, so its unit is 12U. Sulfur is 32 times heavier, so therefore it was considered as a 32. Finally, that was done in the beginning, but they got to know that is hydrogen cannot be compared with other substances. So they left hydrogen and they have started comparison with the oxygen, because oxygen's mass they got to know. But then also they've this one in oxygen, when they're comparing, there are also some of the substances which cannot be compared with oxygen. So therefore, finally, they have started comparing with carbon atoms, and that comparison with the carbon atom, now it is finalized, and they have given the relative atomic mass is actually the ratio of the mass of the given substance divided by the 1/12 the mass of carbon 12 atom. Understanding is a bit difficult. If formula is known, then you can find somewhat easier for you. Relative atomic mass is equal to is the ratio of atomic mass of given substance divided by 1/12 mass of carbon 12 atom. Carbon 12, that means carbon atomic mass is 12. Now it is 12 into 1 by 12. What is the value? Why they have done 1/12? Because carbon has a mass 12 unit. And we do 1 by 12th of that mass, that is 1. So if this denominator is 1, so whatever we calculated this value, it is equal to the relative atomic mass of the given substance. So comparison heaviness is found out in terms of carbon. And we write carbon 12 because in nature, carbon, 3 types of carbons are available. Carbon 12, the normal one, the carbon 13 and carbon 14 also. So this carbon atom has a mass 12 units, this carbon has a mass 13 units, and this carbon has a mass 14 units. These two are radioactive. And this is the normal one, stable, normal stable atom. Okay, so carbon exists in nature in these 3 forms. These are called isotopes of carbon. Out of that, abundant, most abundant is this compound. These two are less abundant. So normal is carbon 12.
Less
Abundant,
means
occurrence, found, less in quantity and more in quantity. Abundant means more in quantity.
okay. And ma'am, can you just explain once what is radioactive?
Radioactive, that means the atoms of which, nucleus of which elements are not stable. Some of the atoms' nucleus are not stable. Protons and neutrons present inside the nucleus are continuously giving out radiations. Some energy, some particles, they are continuously giving out. So that atom is not, that nucleus of an atom is not stable. It is continuously keep changing into the different atoms
Okay.
by giving out energy. So that we call as radioactive. And those are very harmful.
So what we call radiation is this. Something like this. Okay.
Okay, so only definition of relative atomic mass, that is a part of your study right now, because there is a much more calculation has to be done to find out this. So we are not supposed to do. The scientists already have done that work. They found out the atomic masses of different substances. We are only learning those. How they found out, we are not going into that fact. So here atomic masses of some substances, we need some elements, some atoms we need to remember. Hydrogen's mass is considered as a 1 U. It is measured in the unit U. Unified atomic mass unit.
What is the value of
This
U?
is the unit. Value is 1 only, 1. U only it is measured. Just like 1 kg means what?
Okay.
Can you define anything? No. So that like that the fundamental quantity they have considered to measure the atomic mass. Oxygen is 16 U. Sulfur is 32 U. Carbon is 12. Nitrogen is 14. Then chlorine is 35.5 U. Calcium 40. Sodium 23. Magnesium 24. Aluminium 27. Iron 56. Okay. So at least this much you can remember. Or mostly in your school in exam they will give you the atomic masses. Yeah.
Ma'am, so it means that one atom of hydrogen is like one atom of iron is equal to 56 atoms of hydrogen.
Mass of 56 atoms of hydrogen.
Okay.
Okay, so write down this relative atomic mass and the masses.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, but I saw in periodic table,
Hmm.
there they have written the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.00794.
Yeah.
So what is U means what is difference?
That is U only, but we are for calculation we are using only the whole numbers because 009 is almost equal to 1.
Okay, so this is real H is equal to 1.00794 U.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, why don't we write oxygen as 16?
Yeah, 16U. Because oxygen is 16 times heavier than hydrogen. Hydrogen being the lightest element, so it was considered as a value 1.
But now then it should differ because now they are considering
This is only in comparison we have done. Actual atomic mass is different. Actual atomic masses, when it is represented in terms of gram or kg, that value is different. It is actually equal to 1.67 into 10 to power minus 31 kg, I think so. 31 or 33 kg, something is there. But it is, I remember, 1.67 into 10 to power minus 31, I think so. It's that much kg is the mass of one hydrogen atom.
but you
So,
know
so small.
that now hydrogen is not used, so carbon should be 1 U.
Earlier, so carbon one done, oxygen done. For other elements which can't combine with hydrogen. Some of the elements can't combine with hydrogen. So how to find out for them?
So these all can combine with hydrogen.
Yeah, some of them which have combined, they have calculated earlier. By knowing those, now carbon, how they got to know that is carbon is 12 times heavier than hydrogen. So that's how they have calculated the carbon part. Now by knowing carbon, other elements they have found out.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, I have doubt about the yesterday's class.
Hmm.
Ma'am, you taught us about polyatomic ions.
Radicals or polyatomic ions?
Yes, so are these sulfate, sulfite, nitrate all come in this category?
Hmm.
And
Polyatomic ions only. All of them
all
are
of them are
polyatomic
negatively
ions.
charged.
What?
Ma'am, all of them are negatively charged.
Yes, they are negative charge.
And
Only ammonium is positively charged.
okay, and all of them are non-metals.
Mostly, yes, all of them are non-metals.
Fine. So when a metal like sodium combines with carbonate, so they combine.
Attach, the ions attach with each other with a very strong force of attraction.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What is the doubt in that?
Ma'am, no, I thought why do they combine? Then I was like, maybe some metals are negatively charged and some non-metals are
No, no, no,
positively
no.
charged.
All metals are positively charged. All the metals. There is no exception. So that is why they are called as metals. That is a reason they are metals, because the element which has the property of losing electrons have metallic properties, and that is the reason we have given them name as metals. And whichever the element has the property of gaining electrons, it shows non-metallic characters, and that is the reason we call them as non-metals. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
every metal lose electron and form shows electropositivity.
ma'am, so ammonium doesn't combine with any metal because it's positively charged.
Yeah, it is positively charged because of its different bonding between them. Now what happened, I can show you. In 10th, I have explained in the class 10th students. What happens to ammonia? The covalent bonding is there. Now here, hydrogen, this is a chlorine molecule and this is a hydrogen molecule. Hydrogen is 1 electron and chlorine has 7 electrons in its large shell. So what they do, they come closer and this shell and this shell mix with each other. That means these two electrons, which are shared pair of electrons, chlorine will share this 1 electron with hydrogen and hydrogen shares this electron with chlorine. That means now these two electrons are belongs to chlorine also and hydrogen also. This is called covalent bonding. Now these two electrons in one orbit, in one movement, it will revolve around this shell, around hydrogen. That means these two belongs to hydrogen, so therefore hydrogen is duplet completed. And these two in the next turn, they will revolve around chlorine as well. So that means these two electron belongs to both of them. So here no one has lost electron and no one has gained electron. So therefore there is a atoms are present that we call as molecules. So this way one type of a bonding is formed and the compound formation takes place. So this type of a bonding we call as covalent bonding. Okay. Sharing of electrons. Now in this case, what happens? The second type of a bonding is this bonding. Magnesium has 2 electrons in the last shell and oxygen has 6 electrons in the last shell. So what magnesium will do, magnesium don't want this 2 electrons. Because of these 2 electrons, it is not able to complete its octet. So magnesium wants to give and oxygen wants to gain, because oxygen needs, magnesium don't need. So what magnesium will do, it will completely donate those 2 electrons. So these electrons are lost, that means given to oxygen. So magnesium are deficient of 2 electrons. So here magnesium's 2 electrons are less. So magnesium will be positively charged and oxygen has now gained 2 electrons due to extra 2 electrons. Now oxygen, this atom of oxygen carries 2 plus 2 minus charge because 2 extra electrons it has. So 2 negatively charged this atom is. Now this is positively charged and this is negatively charged. So they attach with each other with a very strong force of attraction. And this way, this compound MgO is formed. Clear? So this is the another type of bonding. One bonding is complete transfer of electrons. And in that case, you have seen there is a sharing of electrons. Exactly similar case when your 8th class book, when you have finished your 8th class book, now 8th class you have finished, you don't need any 8th class books. What you have done to those books?
Donated to junior.
You have given it to the junior students who have recently reached class 8th. You have given it because you don't need it. So instead of throwing it out, you have given to the acceptor who needs those. But and between that, you might be earlier that person you are not knowing, but there is a bond is formed between you. You started this one recognizing that student
Yes, ma'am.
as a friend. You can consider him as a friend.
New friend.
Okay, new friend. That is, so there is a bond formed between you and him. Although there is nothing match with which you, but you have given the book and he has taken the book. So one gratitude feeling will be there in between you people. And the same thing, now you want to take one book. It is of class 9th, but you can't afford it, means you are not trying to take it this one alone. You wants to share with your friend. So when it is possible, when that sharing will be possible
Ma'am,
for
When
the
he
very
is
far
our class.
away,
when we both will live together or near.
Yes.
live in the one single room house or maybe
And
nearby in the same
yes,
apartment, then only the sharing will be fruitful.
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that means what is the importance here? You want to share a book, but this is only possible when you come closer. That means your house should be closer, then only you can share the book. So that is how the atoms come together to share the electrons. And due to that, they attach together, forming one molecule.
So the books are electrons.
Books are electrons here. Clear? These are the two types of bonding.
Okay.
Is it clear? Now there is a third type of a bonding in which both ionic and covalent both are combined together. Some part is ionically bonded, some part is covalently bonded. That will happen in ammonium case. In case of ammonium, actually ammonia is a one nitrogen share electrons with here ammonia. I'm not sure. I think so. One is shown here. This is nitrogen, shares 3 electrons with the hydrogen. 1 electron of it. So both is 1 electrons are shared. Now nitrogen has 2 more extra electrons it own has, because it has totally 5 electrons in its last shell. Out of 5, 3 electrons, 1, 2 and 3 electrons are shared with 3 hydrogen atoms. And out of 5, 3 are shared. So 2 more left out. So this is 2 more left out. So as soon as this ammonia dissolves in water, so this is a water molecule, this is a water molecule. What happened in that case? This hydrogen atom leave its electron to with oxygen and move out of this bond. And this this one, hydrogen atom, after leaving all its electron, it don't have any electron, it will attach to this nitrogen. These electrons, along with this electrons, it will attach here. In this case, now this hydrogen will be transferred here. Now this hydrogen has 1 electron, that is, it is given to this atom. Oxygen it gave. It has not taken out, taken when it leaves this bonding, and it will attach to the nitrogen. So now here hydrogen, all the protons and electrons, if you count it, nitrogen has total 7 electrons and 7 protons. Hydrogen has 1 so there are 3 hydrogens, so 1 already. So how many are the total? 7 plus 3, 10
10,
protons
10.
and 10 electrons. Now what happened? This hydrogen is attached to it, but it has, if this hydrogen atom don't have electron, because it has given electron to this oxygen, but it has proton. So how many proton this hydrogen has?
11.
This hydrogen combines, so it has 1 proton only, but electron it don't have, that is 0. So how many total protons are there? 11. And how
And
many new electrons are there? 10. So protons are positively charged, electrons are negatively charged. So plus 11 minus 10. So how much charge it will start carrying?
positive.
Plus 1. So therefore NH4 plus 1. Clear? And now this oxygen and hydrogen, oxygen has how many protons and electrons? 8 protons, 8 electrons. One hydrogen has 1 proton, 1 electron, and now this hydrogen has given 1 electron to it only. While going, it has not taken that. So 1 extra electron is added. So how many protons and electrons are there?
8
9
protons and 9
protons,
electrons.
9 protons and 10 electrons. So plus 9 minus 10, it will start carrying minus 1 charge. So this way NH4, NH has 1 extra electron, so 1 extra proton than electron, so therefore it is NH4 plus ion has been created. Only this atom has this property, bond compound has this property.
Ma'am, so then this NH4 and or that oxygen, that what means,
These two remain separately in the aqueous state.
but they should combine then because one is positive, one is negative.
In the water form, they remain separated.
Okay.
When they dissolved in water, that means in the form of aqueous state, they remain separated from each other. In the solid state, they combine.
And is it called OH, that one?
Yeah, OH minus, hydroxide 1 minus, which shows the basic property,
Okay.
basicity. Hope somehow, somewhat you might have understood. Clear? So this is what atomic masses. Atomic masses mostly in your exam will be given, and actually for what reason we are using it, we have to find out the molecular mass. So molecular mass is what sum of all the atomic masses of the atoms present in the one molecule. So atomic masses we know, our aim is to form molecular mass. The mass of one molecule, which consists of, that is equal to sum of atomic masses of all atoms present in that compound, present in that molecule, right? For example, simple, if we take H2O is a one molecule, so in that how many, there are the atoms, which atoms are present? Hydrogen and oxygen. How many hydrogens are there?
2.
2 hydrogens. How many oxygens are there?
1.
1. So what is the mass of one hydrogen?
One,
1.
1.
2 into 1, total mass is 2. Oxygen is 1. So mass of one atom of oxygen is
1.
16. So 1 into 16 is 16. So total sum is 18 U is the molecular mass of H2O.
ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, and like if we like 100,000 parts of gram is one, no, 1,000 parts of kg is 1 gram. So how many parts of what is 1 U?
That's, here we have compared some value, we have considered 1. Because it is finding out exact value will be difficult. So we will compare, that is we will constitute one basic substance as one value they have considered.
So this is not weight.
1 is not any value. The basic value they have considered, okay, I will consider hydrogen as 1. Because it is the lightest element. Therefore, there is no other element lighter than hydrogen.
Okay.
So there is no proper, this is not a proper unit, it is unified mass. According to 1 unit mass and comparison with unit, these have been done.
So it is only ratio.
Ratios.
Okay.
Now if we compare HCl, if we want to find out for HCl mass, so it is hydrogen atoms and chlorine atoms are there. Hydrogen 1 atom, chlorine is also 1. So hydrogen's mass is 1, so it is total mass is 1, and chlorine is 35.5, so it is 35.5.
So it's 36.5 total.
36.5 U. Okay. Then third one, H2SO4. Now there are how many types of atoms are present?
2
3.
types.
3.
Sorry,
Three.
3 Bhavya.
Hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen. How many hydrogen atoms are there?
2.
2. How many sulfur atoms?
1.
1. Oxygen atoms?
6.
4 are there, no? O 4. So 4. Hydrogen's mass? 1. Sulfur mass? 32. Oxygen 1 atom's mass? 16.
16.
So 1 atom has a mass 16. So there are 4 atoms. So therefore we have done 4 into 16. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is 2. This is 32. And this is 64. 16 4 is 64. Total
Ma'am,
is
98 U.
98 U. Right. Is it clear how to find out atomic masses? Molecular masses?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then next, if we want to find out for HNO3, 1 hydrogen atom, nitrogen 1 atom, oxygen 3 atoms. Hydrogen has a mass 1,
Hydrogen.
nitrogen is 14, this is 16. 1, 14, 48, 63 U. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so write down this. I will give you other questions to find out. You have written these earlier values?
Yes, ma'am.
Then write down molecular masses.
I'm saying
Ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, we know how to find the number of electrons. So is there any formula so we can find out electrons, number of electrons, protons, neutrons?
No, that you have to remember.
Ma'am.
There is no formula.
ma'am, but if we subtract the atomic mass which is given in the periodic table, that minus number of
Who will remember atomic masses? Remembering atomic number is easier, atomic mass is easier.
but atomic mass minus atomic number will be number of neutrons.
Neutrons that will be.
Yeah, but neutrons in today means now we have no use.
After completing this, you do these questions.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I get confused between atomic mass and atomic number. So can you just tell the difference?
Atomic number means only the number of protons or number of electrons present in an atom. How many
Ma'am,
number of
but
protons are present in that? That is the atomic number.
ma'am, but then what's the function of neutrons?
Nuclear reactions, they take part in nuclear reactions.
So is there any ratio like proton equals electron? So
Protons
nothing.
is equal to electrons, that's it. Neutrons
And
are
then,
not related to that protons.
okay, so no fixed ratio.
No fixed
Okay.
value of the neutrons and protons. But the
Okay.
mass of neutrons is exactly equal to mass of protons.
Always.
One proton is equal to one neutron mass.
Okay, ma'am.
And proton and neutron combining together, they will decide the mass of atom. That is atomic mass.
So in atomic mass, electrons have no part. They are
Electrons are very, very, very light.
okay, ma'am.
1 by 2000 times lesser mass electron has than one proton.
Okay, ma'am.
So they are very much negligible. So therefore the total mass of an atom is considered as a mass of proton and mass of neutron.
Okay.
And that mass is in terms of gram or kg. But what here we have done, that is relative atomic ratio of the atomic masses.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do the sum coming in 2 seconds. Where you reached?
Ma'am, second question, second one.
Okay, I reached.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I have a doubt in the first question, like CH3OH. So in that, it's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. So why
No,
don't they
carbon and
write it?
hydrogen together you can.
No, but why don't they write CH4O?
CH4O can be written, but actually what happens in carbon compounds, this is a one carbon compound, organic compound. It's same with same formula, same molecular formula, but the type of compound formed are much more different. With the same C4O, there are the many different types of compounds are also available. So everyone is represented different way.
Okay, ma'am.
There are many different ways of binding. So if the binding between these seven, how many atoms are there? One, four, six atoms are there. So six atoms, however they bind, according to that, the compound formed is different. So by physical appearance wise, this is completely different compound.
So what is this compound called?
This is methanol. This is methanol.
Done,
Methyl
ma'am.
alcohol.
Okay, ma'am.
So therefore, there is a proper way of representing any formula. Just now I've shown you earlier. In the earlier slide, you might have seen when I was dragging upwards.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, like now that we use sanitizers, it contains ethanol, no?
Ethanol it is.
So is it like,
Brother of methanol. Big brother of methanol.
is it ion or like shared?
Shared electrons.
Shared. Okay.
All carbon compounds combined by sharing of electrons.
It is a carbon compound.
All carbon compounds.
And what is its like
CH3, CH2OH.
CH3, CH2OH? Okay, ma'am.
Next year you'll learn everything.
Okay, ma'am.
Done. Now, hydrogen molecular mass of hydrogen.
1.
Ah,
Two into
2
into
units.
ma'am. 2, ma'am.
Oxygen,
32.
32.
32. Chlorine,
71.
71,
71.
71.
CO2,
44.
44,
44. CH4,
16.
16,
16U.
16. C2H6, ethane,
30U,
30.
30.
30U. C2H4,
28U.
28,
28U. 28U.
28U. NH3,
17U,
17. CH3OH,
32U.
32U,
32U. ZNO,
81U.
81U.
Na2O,
62U.
K2CO3,
138U.
138U.
okay.
And in the second question, the numbers are large. First question, the numbers are small. Are
Generally,
these
non-metals have less molecular mass, atomic mass.
bigger atoms?
Atoms are bigger in size. Okay, so I'm sending you one worksheet in Google Classroom. Complete that one.
Now,
Okay, ma'am.
Now, after this today, I will right now submit it. After some time, I will submit it, and you have to finish till this part. Whatever you have learned, everything from in this chapter, it is there.
till when, ma'am?
It will not be 15 questions are there. You can finish it by next class.
By next class, okay.
Yeah.
Now I have to go out now after 5.
Okay, fine. So you can finish it by next class. This chapter is again the actually big chapter, and apart from this, again mole concept will start. So mole concept, the numericals are there in that. In school, they have finished this chapter.
I mean, school they didn't teach mole concept, I think.
Yes,
Huh?
ma'am.
They are